its darkest chapter, Germany strengthened its speech laws. As prosecutors explain it, the German constitution protects free speech, but not hate speech. And here's where it gets tricky. German law prohibits any speech that could incite hatred or is deemed insulting. It's illegal to display Nazi symbolism, a swastika, or deny the Holocaust. That's clear. Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes, it is.
And it's a crime to insult them online as well?
Yes.
The fine could be even higher
Yeah.
if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
Because in internet, it stays there. If we are talking here face to face, you insult me, I insult you, okay, finish. But if you're in the internet, if I insult you or a politician,
That sticks around forever.
yeah.
The prosecutors explain German law also prohibits the spread of malicious gossip, violent threats, and fake quotes. If somebody posts something that's not true, and then somebody else reposts it or likes it, are they committing a crime?
Yeah, in the case of reposting, it is a crime as well, because the reader can't distinguish whether you just invented this or just reposted it. That's the same for us.
The punishment for breaking hate speech laws can include jail time for repeat offenders. But in most cases, a judge levies a stiff fine and sometimes keeps their devices.
So it looks like the Germans are back to their old ways. Where are your internet papers? Where is your laptop? Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you like and subscribe. Give me a follow on X at @green_Jericho, and make sure you also give me a follow on Instagram at JGTalk2. Damn it, what was that? Well, that panel, that committee, that board was part of a 60 Minutes interview where they talked about Germany, the German authority, cracking down on internet posts and hate speech on the internet. Blech, hate speech. Another word they concocted and made up that means absolutely nothing. What is hate speech? Any type of speech can be hated by anyone. Go online. You could post your little kid with a lemonade stand out front. Come support, trying to raise money for, trying to pay for their own whatever. Oh, people got something fucked up to say about a little kid selling lemonade. You post a picture of a puppy. You know they got their little tongue out sometimes? Like that. What's cuter than a puppy with the tip of its tongue hanging out of its mouth? Nothing. But people will talk shit about that. It's the internet. It's a public forum, which means the public is invited. And in most cases, the public is a piece of shit. But that's how it is being an adult. Nobody cares. And look at those people. I got a couple more clips coming up. Look at those people. How can you be on a panel in charge of what people say when you look like you are the victim of what people say? They look like a bunch of dorks and nerds, and they're in charge of what you can and can't say. Talk about the rabbit having the gun. I don't know what you call it in Germany, but we call it a swirly. You put the nerds in the toilet, and a noogie. You throw them in the locker. I'm sure they have bullies. In Germany? They look like that's what happened to them, so now they're in charge of telling you what you can and can't say. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's like putting crackheads in charge of the drug rehab program. Stop it. But in Germany, you can be fined and or jailed for what you post online. That is crazy. For what you post online, and you heard what she said. It's already illegal in Germany to post Nazi symbols, swastikas, and stuff like that. It's illegal to deny the Holocaust. We already know that. But this new thing, you're just going to gloss over that? What do you mean? What do you mean it's illegal? This is their country. But of course, I'm looking at this through the prism of the First Amendment and being an American. How can something being denied, how can you deny something and that's against the law? To deny something? So if you say the Holocaust didn't happen, You can get in trouble with law enforcement for that. You could be fined and you can go to jail for saying that the Holocaust didn't happen. Now, I'm not coming down on either side. I'm just saying that is ridiculous that you can be put in jail, have your freedom disrupted for denying something. So in America, if you say the moon landing didn't happen, imagine them coming to pick you up. Or imagine you posted online, man, that moon landing is bullshit. Look at the shadows. I saw a video the other day. Who knows if it's true or not with AI? But you see a light fixture fall from the ceiling. So you post online, man, that moon landing was bullshit. And then 2 weeks later, you get a ticket in the mail from the Online Truth Authority charging you $500 for speaking against, the moon landing. Just like in Demolition Man, where it was against the law to cuss. So he needed to go to the toilet, to the bathroom, and all they had there were 3 seashells. I still don't understand what the 3 seashells is. 3 seashells thing is in Demolition Man. Is it a bidet or something like that? But anyway, if you know the plot of it, Sylvester Stallone comes from the past. He doesn't know how this future shit works. So to get some toilet paper to wipe his ass, there are these machines that monitor your language. And if you cuss, it spits out a citation. So he stands by the machine, you son of a bitch, cocksucker, motherfucker, all this stuff. And it spits out enough tickets for him to go in the bathroom and wipe his ass. So is this the internet version of that? Imagine being fined for what you said online. It doesn't matter how mean it is. It doesn't matter how disgusting it is. It doesn't matter how wrong it is. It's just words. You always have the option to not read comments. You always have the option to not follow that account where you would find those comments. Or if you have to look on that page, you have to be a part of that online community, just don't read the comments. But no, we're not going to force people to be responsible. We're not going to force people to take their own well-being into their own hands. We're going to get mommy government involved. And mommy government's going to come in there with her apron on and flour all over it because she's in there toiling, making you snacks. Then mommy's going to come in there and make sure all her little chicks are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, we are doing what we are supposed to, mother chicken. Look at this shit.
After its darkest chat,
Not that.
it's 6:01 on a Tuesday morning, and we were with state police as they raided this apartment in northwest Germany.
Hier ist die Polizei, wir müssen bitte mal mit Ihnen reden.
Inside, 6 armed officers searched a suspect's home, then seized his laptop and cell phone. Prosecutors say those electronics may have been used to commit a crime. The crime, posting a racist cartoon online. At the exact same time across Germany,
Wir haben einen Durchsuchungsbeschluss für diese Wohnung.
more than 50 similar raids played out. Part of what prosecutors say is a coordinated effort to curb online hate speech in Germany. What's the typical reaction when the police show up at somebody's door and they say, hey, we believe you wrote this on the internet?
They say, in Germany we say, das wird man wohl doch mal sagen dürfen. So we are here with crimes of talking, posting in internet, and the people are surprised that this is really illegal to post these kind of words.
They don't think it was illegal?
No, they don't think it was illegal. And they say, no, that's my free speech. And we say, no, yeah, free speech as well, but it is also has its limits.
Free speech has its limits. And you'll hear them mention their constitution. It's not a real constitution. The only real constitution is in the United States of America. Everybody else, or not everybody, but some other countries may have a version of a constitution, but it still always gives the government ultimate authority to decide whether or not what you're doing is wrong. So we're the only country with a real, true constitution that leaves the power in the American people's hands. And I think, like in the last clip where they mentioned, you can't deny that the Holocaust happened, and you can't post Nazi symbols of swastikas and everything, even though that symbol's been around thousands of years before the Nazis. They just they're like the leftists, the progressives in America. They take things that already exist and they just fuck it up so you can't use it anymore. But to deny that the Holocaust happened, I think after World War II, whatever group of Jewish people who were in charge saw a victim in Germany, and Germany could have stood up and said, no, we're not like that anymore. That generation is dead. We're going to change things. We're going to move forward. But Hitler did not and does not represent the people of Germany, period. But instead, they bent over, they hiked up, they lifted, they pulled down the lederhosen, yeah, hand me the KY jelly over there. And they squirted it on their German starfish, and they let that whatever group that was get up in them sack deep. They let them stick it all the way into the Lechuchelachoichen. And they just bent over and took it. So now they're these perpetual wimps. What was He-Man's Cringer before he turned into Battle Cat? They're just so scared. What was that? Oh, my shadow. So now they're forever in apology mode. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to do that. The Nazis in World War II and all that stuff. We're so sorry. So now they're going to be apologizing forever, and shit like this can happen. Panels and boards or committees like this can be assembled to crack down on online hate speech. There's no such thing as hate speech. But listen to this lady, because of course they have the final solution.
The criticism that, this feels like the surveillance that Germany conducted 80 years ago. How do you respond to that?
There is no surveillance.
Josephine Ballon is a CEO of Hate Aid, a Berlin-based human rights organization that supports victims of online violence. In the United States, a lot of people look at this and say, this is restricting free speech. It's a threat to democracy.
Free speech needs boundaries. And in the case of Germany, these boundaries are part of our constitution. Without boundaries, a very small group of people can rely on endless freedom to say anything that they want, while everyone else is scared and intimidated.
And your fear is that if people are freely attacked online, that they'll withdraw from the discussion.
This is not only a fear, it's already taking place. Already half of the internet users in Germany are afraid to express their political opinion, and they rarely participate in public debates online anymore. Half of the internet users.
Well, it sounds to me like half of the internet users are bitches. So what? If you're scared to get involved in a talk on the internet, then there's no panel in the world that's going to save you. But if you close your eyes and you listen to her talk, you can picture her in those knee-high boots and like maybe a riding crop, and the high shoulders here, and the uniform, and the leather gloves, and maybe the hat, and has a little the bird there, and the seal, maybe a little swastika there. What are you writing on the internet? Hate Aid? Her company's name is Hate Aid. You can't stop hate. You can't stop it. You can't legislate perfection. You can't legislate people getting along. You can't legislate a utopia. We are humans. Most of us suck. And this is what they're going to do. When we get together, we're going to say foul shit to each other. This Newsweek says the CBS News piece showcased how German authorities crack down on online speech deemed harmful or offensive under the country's stringent speech laws. The report documented early morning police raids and targeting individuals. And they said that part of this was brought up because of J.D. Vance. He was speaking at a Munich security conference on Friday, and he accused European nations of suppressing free speech and marginalizing right-wing parties like the Alternative for Germany. And of course, the German defense minister, Boris Pistorius, pushed back and said that those comments were unacceptable. Well, Mr. Defense Minister, America called and they said that they don't give a shit what you think. J.D. Vance is right. But again, we cannot hold all these other countries to our standard because those other countries do not have a constitution. The power is not with the people. The power is with the authority. So they're trying to have a constitution. It's cute. No, you're cute, Germany. Keep it up. but it's not there yet. Could you imagine somebody coming? And I've seen videos like this before. One in particular, this lady, these FBI agents, they claim to be FBI agents in plain clothes. They came to her house and we want to talk to you about a post you made online. And she was like, what? You want to talk to me about a post I made online? Let me see your identification. They didn't want to identify them. So she said, well, get the hell off of my property. Get out of here. I'm not talking to you. Get out of here. See, in America, you can do that. And you notice in those videos that the people whose houses they went to or apartments they went to didn't tell them, what? Online? Man, get the hell out of here. No, they let them right in. So if you're German, talk to me in the comments, even if you're not, of course. But people from Germany are closer to the action. You live under that. So let me know in the comments. Is this a real thing? Is this a concern amongst German people? Is this the talk at the water cooler? Are people pissed about this? Are people just accepting this? What's the temperature in Deutschland? And to the Americans, how would you feel if some group, some committee sent the police to your house about some shit you posted online? I don't know about you, but like my dad would say, I would be madder than a wet hen. Meet me in the comments, people. But you know how we in these videos, we like to do a little good gun. That's why I highlight a story that shows Americans flexing their Second Amendment muscle and giving the bad guys what they need. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.
This is a large crime scene that stretches a couple of blocks. Chicago police say officers were involved in a deadly shooting. Officers tell us they're checking body camera videos as well as pod cams to get a better understanding of what happened. You can even hear the moments on police scanner traffic when shots were fired.
Gun in his hand, guys, so use caution.
A heated moment between officers and the suspect. Police say just before 11 Sunday morning, uniformed Chicago police officers were responding to a burglary in progress in the 1800 block of South Central Park Avenue. Officers encountered a suspect, which resulted in a foot chase and an exchange of gunfire at multiple nearby locations. Police say the suspect fired at officers first, and they fired back, hitting the suspect.
11:01 hours, correcting it is gunshot wound to the head.
The suspect died at an area